You're saying we're going yes or yes. Álvaro, ¿qué te parece? ¿Cae al agua o no?
DESCENDANTS!
Comfort zone, a very dangerous place to live. You got to get out of it once a day. Our friend Tony Anagor says if you're going to get out of your comfort zone, it's like leaving your house on a freezing cold day. On a freezing cold day, you're warm in your house, you look outside, the snow is falling, it's cold. And Tony says you take one step out of your house, it's freezing cold. You take 20 steps out of your house, it's freezing cold. If you're going to get out of comfort zone, you might as well go a long way out of your comfort zone. Alvaro, Florian, Connor here, we crossed that bridge. We thought about getting soaked and wet and the others laughing at us. But no, we're alive and it's time for lunch. The story by Franz Kafka. It's called Entering the Law. In the story, a man travels from the countryside. He wants to enter the law. He's traveled for many days and many nights. And finally he reaches the castle that protects the law. And the gate that allows you to enter. And at the gate to enter the castle that he's traveled so many days, there's a gatekeeper, a guard. And the man says to the gatekeeper, I've come over many days to enter the law. Can I go through the gate? And the gatekeeper says, no. The man explains how hard he's worked, how much he wants to enter. The gatekeeper says, no, I cannot give you permission. The man gives gifts, trades with the gatekeeper, makes promises to the gatekeeper. And each day he asks, can I go through the gate? The gatekeeper says, no, I cannot give you permission. And if you go through, the other gatekeepers are fiercer and stronger and worse than me. I cannot give you permission. The story goes for years and years, day after day. The man seeks permission. The gatekeeper each day says, no, I cannot give you permission. And finally, the man is nearing death. He's in his last days. His voice is weak. He's still at the gate. And in his final day, his voice isn't strong enough, so the gatekeeper leans in. And the man says, gatekeeper, I only have hours left. Would it be possible to just get a glimpse of what is beyond? The gatekeeper says, man, you are stubborn. But no, I cannot give you permission. And the gatekeeper says, and it's such a pity, because when you die, I'll have to close this gate, because this gate was made for you. If you're waiting for permission, this is it. If you're waiting for sign, this is it. The world is set up with gatekeepers, with permission granters. But if you're waiting for them to give you permission, you'll never cross the bridge. You'll never enter the gate. You'll never solve the part of life's puzzle that you are here to solve. So get out of the comfort zone. As Tony says, if you're gonna get out of the comfort zone, get a long way out of the comfort zone. Cross those bridges, take those risks, and learn that for the important things in life, no one can give you permission. In this video, we've been talking about taking courageous risks, getting out of your comfort zone. And a couple of questions I get asked. How do you know if something is really your goal or your dream? How do you know that now is the right time to push through? That it's important to push now rather than get the job that gives security, get the job that puts money in the bank. It's now is the time to start going after what is important. And the answer is no one can give you that moment. I think it's worth understanding how the human brain is set up. Our brain, there's three parts to the human brain. And if you imagine the human brain, we've got the spinal cord, the lizard brain, the mammalian brain, and then the neocortex. And this is the largest part in the human. 60% of our brain mass is this neocortex. But there's three distinct systems in our brain. The neocortex, this that allows us to be human, allows us to be intentional, allows us to have plans, allows us to imagine how tomorrow could be, to have dreams about how our life would be. The mammalian brain, emotion, it allows us to connect with other people, to love, to give, to feel a bond of friendship and feel part of community. And the lizard brain, it keeps us alive. It's the adrenaline brain that puts you into a mode of shock when great risk is happening. And the lizard brain, this most base part of our survival brain, the brain that we share with lizards, it hates uncertainty. It hates any situation of risk and will take anything that is sure over anything that is uncertain. So when you are facing any uncertainty, when you're facing the decision about, should I set up a company? Should I paint? Should I create a YouTube channel? Should I start a podcast? Should I write a book? The neocortex part of your brain sees the vision, sees the dream, sees why it's important. This lizard brain sees the risk. It's uncertain, and it will scare the hell out of you and will always, if you allow it, talk you out of it. It's the part of the brain that says, don't cross over this bridge, you'll fall in. It's the part of the brain that can say, others are smarter, others are better, why take the risk? If you think 100,000 years ago on the plains of Africa, if there was a lion chasing and the brave person with their neocortex looks at the lion and stands while the cowards run, it's the cowards that survive. 10,000 years at war, there's a siege on a castle, the brave warriors charge the wall, the cowards stay behind. It's the cowards that survive. We are the living descendants of the most cowardly human beings of generation after generation, because this lizard brain learned that to take risks, to step out into uncertainty, to be heroic comes at great cost to the genetic survival. But we don't live in the plains of Africa. We don't live at a time where lions will kill us. We live at a time where the thing that kills our potential is inside of us. There's a wonderful metaphor that comes from Jim Rohn. There's no such thing as a tree that grows to half its height and says to itself, that's good enough, I'm happy here. To grow a bit more, maybe the wind would be colder. To put the roots a bit lower, maybe it'll be difficult down there. There's no such thing as a tree that grows to half its height and then decides to stop. It's only human beings that have this capacity to have enormous potential, and without a boss telling you no, without teachers telling you no, without anyone telling you no, to just get comfortable having only grown a half or a quarter or a 10% or 2% of the way to your full potential. So how will you know it's right? You'll never know. You'll never know to the degree that you'll have a feeling inside of total clarity. And I think total clarity doesn't come to people who are wise and intelligent and seeing the world. Total clarity is something that only fanatics can achieve. To have total clarity is to be blind to the truth of the situation. The strength is to go forward, seeing the doubts, seeing the risk, but even so, being able to cross the bridge, being able to take the step out and see what happens. And inevitably, once you're out and taking the steps,
the reality of the risks, they're never as bad as the ones you imagined while you were sat on your sofa at home. Once you're out into the world, once you're out taking action, once you're doing the things that require courage, in the middle of them, they're not as dangerous, they're not as scary, they're not as risky as they might have appeared when you were sat back at home on your sofa. So being courageous and taking these risks and getting out of your comfort zone, you can't wait for the moment that it feels right. Your brain is not designed to let it feel right. You've got to take the risks and get in the habit of taking those risks and learning who you can depend on, who will support you in those times, who will help you develop the neocortex, the ability to imagine. And then when you do fall, it's called learning. And the only real learning happens when you do fall and you get back up and you look at how to improve the next attempt. Real learning happens out there when you're trying something and when you fall, but you pick it up, you pull back the pieces. And I think this is when your great friends, the great mentors, the great supporters around you will start to appear, because they see that you are determined, and now they will jump in and put the effort in to support you and help you achieve the goals. I think Goethe has this beautiful phrase about when you take action, the whole universe shifts to support you. But thinking about action doesn't take you anywhere. So outside of the comfort zone is where everything happens. Yesterday we had TEDx at DESCENDANTS here in Barcelona, and I'll finish with a wonderful phrase that struck me from Alden Mills. Alden Mills was 7 years in the elite military SEAL team, the US Navy SEAL team. One of the elite units that you have to go through incredible hurdles to be able to join this unit. And he said, if you know exactly what to do and the process to get there, it's not a dream, it's a task. So to have dreams means to have things that you want to achieve that it is doubtful whether you'll get there. Because if you knew how to get your dream, it's not a dream, it's a task.
Thank you for watching, listening. We've had a great lunch. It's my birthday today, 44 years old. Leave a comment, whatever you want to say. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching. Always great to get subscribers, comments, and your response to these videos. Have a great day.